Have you ever felt the weight of grief so heavy that it feels like you can't breathe? Maybe you've lost someone you love, and the pain of their absence feels unbearable. You're not alone. Grief can leave us feeling lost, hopeless, and unsure of how to move forward. In my book, A Shattered Life Restored, I explore the journey of healing and finding hope after loss. Through the story of Meg, a woman grappling with the death of her husband, Ernie, and the challenges of raising their unborn child alone, we see how grief can feel overwhelming but also how love and faith can guide us through the darkest times. In this scene, Meg visits Ernie's grave, pouring out her heart as she struggles to cope with her loss and the harsh words of Ernie's mother. If you've ever felt the ache of grief or wondered how to find strength in the midst of sorrow, this moment is for you. Let's take a listen. The cemetery was 15 minutes away from Jean's house, and the environment was quiet and peaceful. When Olivier stopped the car and turned off the ignition, Meg turned to look at him. Her eyes were watery, and one blink would cause the tears to start flowing. He was not sure what he could say to make her feel better. He wasn't sure of what was said between her and Jean. "I'll wait here and let you go talk to Ernie," he said, hoping that would help somewhat. Meg nodded, and gave him a little smile before she pulled on the lock and exited the car. As she walked towards Ernie's grave, she breathed deeply in and out, to get her breathing back to normal. The sight of other graves made her think about all the family she had lost back home in Jamaica, her life now without Ernie with a baby on the way, and what Jean had just said to her. She felt hopeless. She stood in front of Ernie's grave and stared down. The sight of dead flowers only caused her tears to flow. She fell to her knees and wept aloud. "How will I make it without you, my sweet? Your smile was always like sunshine to me. I need your strength for this baby, Ernie." She sighed. "Would you believe what your mother said to me? She said I killed you, that I am carrying a bastard, and that I was no good for you." Silence surrounded her, not a rustle of leaves from the nearby trees or the chirping of birds. This made her tears flow even harder. No response, no Ernie. Meg leant against the headstone, wrapped her arms around it, and closed her eyes. "I miss you, Ernie. Please come back to me. I don't know what to do anymore. Everyone I care for is all gone." She blinked back the tears. "I want our child to grow with joy and laughter, not sorrow and pain." After about 20 minutes, the wind began to blow, sending leaves everywhere. Meg kept her eyes closed, even as she felt something wet hit her cheek. She didn't want to be away from Ernie or the place where his body lay. "Meg!" Olivier shouted, rushing towards her. She did not move. He squatted down next to her the moment he approached her, and pried her hands away from the headstone, before she opened her eyes to take notice of the rain. "Come on, let's go before you get soaked." If Meg's story resonated with you, I want you to know that healing is possible, even in the midst of grief. It's not an easy journey. This story is also a personal one, but with faith, support, and time, I found healing, and you can find the strength to move forward too. If you'd like to follow Meg's journey of healing and restoration, you can find her story in my book, A Shattered Life Restored. A profoundly spiritual book. From a horrible loss to blessings. You can start by reading the first 5 chapters for free when you sign up for my newsletter. The link is in the description of this video. And if this video touched your heart, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more stories of hope, healing, and faith. Until next time, remember, your grief does not define you. You are loved, and there is hope for a brighter tomorrow.